right, for this episode of Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comics, it's just going to be Batman, Nana, Nana, Batman. Well, not exactly. Just two comics. So we'll start with the latest DC event, soon to be followed by the next DC event, this being Lazarus Planet Omega. I didn't bother with the other tie-ins. I read two of them. It just wasn't worth bothering with. Probably would have covered it if I hadn't been so busy and stuff on this particular show, but no. So the art was cool in the first one. It was kind of an interesting narrative to set up, but I knew the payoff wasn't going to be anything, and that's pretty much the deal. Alpha was better than Omega, but of course, all good things come to an end. Well, wasn't so great. But anyway, there's the main cover. I don't know. If you want to check out the 40 other variants, you can just do that online. You don't have to buy it. So, but it's mostly Batman, and it's spun out of Batman versus Robin, which it concludes there. So, still got another comic to get to. But anyway, there's our cast. Mostly it's Batman and Robin. Monkey Prince plays a role, and I didn't know anything about him, but he was not bad in the first issue. And the backup features, probably narratively speaking, certainly in this issue, is better than the overall story. And in the other old Blue Beetle, yeah, that's right, he's back. So now there's two Blue Beetles, or no, that's Obsidian. Where's other Blue Beetle? I don't know. Uh-oh. Well, he'll probably show up at some point. Not in this issue. But anyway, so in between, they've had these battles with the Lazarus pits, and out of this Lazarus Island, and it exploded its green magic crap and spewed all over the place. Meanwhile, the devil Neza was manipulating Black Alice and using her to take away all the magic from the magic users so that he could control it for himself. But then his son showed up, and and so now his son's the bad guy, doing the same thing. And magic still works, but it's all messed up. Plus, superpowers in general are all messed up, and they go through all this sort of thing. But anyway, you get back to this great artwork, but only briefly. There's a section in here they had to have another artist come in. My guess is it takes a long time to present work like this, and so they need another artist to come in and fill in. And the artist isn't bad, it's just they're not on par with this, and so that's always a bit of a downer. So I'm no good as Green Lantern right now. Jim Corrigan can't summon the Spectre. It'd be nice if we could see it, but I guess that took place in one of the tie-ins that I just couldn't be bothered with. Oh, look, there's Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. So there you go. He's there. Ragman Enchantress, we're all spent. Z, how do we fix this? We turn to Black Alice, Alan. She had the power to draw magic from all of you. Yeah. She's the only one who can put it back. You can see where this is going. With all that's going on, pretty much just this, I can't count on my erratic powers to safely carry this many of us to her. But I should be able to summon her here. So that's the deal. And here's King Firebull. That's Neza's son. And he's using her to get all the powers or whatever. Anyway, so Zatanna does her backwards magic. Black Alice to my side, but it backwards. See, that's how her spells work. But oh no, Neza's keeping her, and it's starting to tear her apart. But then here comes the amazing friendly neighborhood Monkey Prince. Hot soup coming through. Giggle tee hee hits him, and one side ugly, and then he grabs Black Alice. And there's almost kind of a thing there where he's kind of into her and he's protecting her and stuff. He could have followed through on that, but no. Anyway, gotcha. Let's get you out of here. You cretinous buffoon, when I find you, I'll lose you again, you know. So she's all upset, you know, she was nearly torn apart, and you can understand all that. Meanwhile, the Super Friends show up. It's great art and stuff. This new Green Lantern is really full of herself, and she's like, you know, it's a bit ridiculous. Because he immediately defeats them all. Because he's magic and they're not, remember? Guess they didn't. So anyway, there's Superman and Superboy. Go on. See there, you see how the virtue signaling characters are so full of themselves and don't take the threat seriously enough. Yeah. But anyway, so Robin's relieved. Oh, thank God, the Justice League's here. And then Superman says, well, we were busy elsewhere. You know, probably in the other tie-ins or whatever. So him and Martian Manhunter play keep away toss for a bit. But it doesn't work because he's still super duper pooper scooper powerful. And meanwhile, Alice is like, hey, now's my chance to take all the powers back and give it back to you, you know, wizard guys. Which seems like she could have done that before, huh? Yeah. So Superman and Superboy try to use heat vision on him. It doesn't really work. And she's getting ready to do her spell. It's like, no, it's too much. Robin said, hey, where's Alice? And, well, she's busy. And then here we get to the other artist, which is not bad, like I said, but it's not on par with what you had. So it's a bit jarring, you know. But, well, what are you going to do? This would work if it was like going to some other story that's, you know, like a second subplot or whatever. But that's not the deal. It's all one thing. So, you know. So anyway, that's the other Wonder Girl, and Firebull's giving her hell. So anyway, we got to get this speech from Alice, who's just been depicted as a victim this whole time, and we can't have that. So she says, I'm tired of being a puppet for monsters. You can't begin to imagine what they did to me, and I just took it. And I'm sick of it. I'm done with it. So she's going to do something about it. Just, she waited till now. For some reason. So anyway, stop trying to protect me. I'm nobody special, not on this scale. And, you know, it's like, I can understand you being upset about what the demons did to you and stuff. That's all perfectly fine. But you're going to, you know, lecture the one guy who was helping you? You know? But that's like rinse, lather, repeat dialogue these days. And it's kind of stupid. But there wasn't a whole lot you could do for this because it was all predictable. And that's a lot of these magic stories. You might have a good build up if they can do that, but ultimately it's always some super duper god power that ends it all. And that's it. Pretty much the same way. So anyway, I think that's Dr. Occult, not Clark Kent. Anyway, Spectre, she's coming apart, and Phantom Stranger, we must hold her together. And you got to be a DC fan to know who these people are. They just barely show up in the corners. I expected more of you, but I understand. I, too, was human once. Human, and therefore pitiable. So, that's his 2 cents. So, well, she's successful. Meddlesome brat. Oh, Robin attacked him, and so you saw Neza at the volcano as I did, weak and simpering. No more, my son. You have sown the seeds of your own destruction. What? Father, where? I'm out here on this mountain. I had hoped to absorb Earth's magic myself, but that was a fool's goal, concocted far too hastily. Hastily? Well, I mean, I guess after because he spent, what, I don't know, how many years stuck in that tomb? Anyway, no energy this formidable can ever be controlled. Not by you. Not by anyone. So, scratch that plan, huh? Yeah, he's possessed Batman here, too, see? So, and that explains Bat Demon. So, but it all works out. Everybody wins. Here's your magic guys. Yay! They all pose, which apparently is a very powerful spell, too. So Robin's narrating this, and King Firebull, We're just getting started. So, yeah, that's great, huh? But then the real power comes in now that the Spectre's restored. And he says, all right, that's enough. Game's over. Everybody out of the pool. And locks away Firebolt in some prison so he can escape later for some other magic event that will end the same way, basically, So, hey, everything's fine. Look, Batman's back to normal. And Robin's like, yay, Daddy. Father, did you find Naza? Are you healed? What happened to you, to the others? Don't worry. Everyone is accounted for. He, or will be soon. He's still possessed by Naza. So that's why it's continued in Batman vs. Robin 5. Which, will probably be better. You just won't have this cool art. But if Dan Moore, I know it wouldn't be Dan Moore. It's, who's doing that one? It's not a bad artist. It's good so far anyway. So, there you go. And then the backup story concludes to tell the story of how Naza and Firebolt came about. And this is just an example of that. But narratively speaking, it's better. It's just a sad story of betrayal and whatnot. And it's too bad. There's Calabac. And of course, Darkseid's always screwing things up. And that's pretty much what happened. Was this a great event to start off your reboot of DC? No. But if they would just get back to basics in the form of World's Finest, then yeah, they'd be much better off. But I don't know. It's probably all too late. But anyway, there you go. Did you need to read it? No. It doesn't matter. So that's that. Meanwhile, back in Gotham City, we have the excellent Batman and the Joker, the deadly duo. And yes, this scene does sort of happen in the story. It's really a horror story of how it's depicted, but that's fitting for Gotham. You know how people say, hey, it's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there? No, it's not a nice place to visit. So not only would you not want to live there, you don't ever want to set foot in Gotham City. No. Yeah, but Batman's there. Yeah, that's nice, but no. Anyway, there we go. Continuing on with the storyline. And, hey, who was the real villain here? Was it even really the Joker? And you're getting twists and turns and figuring out, well, probably not. And then, a surprise at the end that tells you who the real culprit is. So, but anyway, it's just really good here. And here's this officer, a former officer, they're saying, hey, you need protection because we believe you're a target for this killer. He doesn't really believe it. Besides, he has his own arsenal. But, well, there's his bodyguards. Looks like that didn't turn out so great. And whoops! Uh-oh. Well, we will be seeing him again later, but in the comic, I don't even know if I saved the page here. But then we flash back to what started it all, the bloody wedding that happened. And so it's a little bit more of that. And what all went wrong, certainly on Batman's part. But, of course, the best thing is the cool art you get. The Joker's robbery didn't go as planned, and, well, but he still got a laugh out of it, but no one else did. And more, there's Batman trying to save, the father and his daughter from the Joker's explosions because the SWAT team came in and set off all the booby traps. So, and they barely survived. Well, Batman and the father survived. The daughter, spoiler, not so much. So later on, the Joker still held in the Batcave, gets beat down by Batgirl. And, well, you can understand they don't really have nice history. Plus, they're all under the belief that he kidnapped Commissioner Gordon and that it's her dad. She wants to know where he is. So they get into a tussle, and she agrees to shackle herself to even the odds. It's like, now that I was like, no, come on, you know. But anyway, and it looks like, see, stupid, Joker's got the the drop on you, but oh look, she's a gymnast, so now she's got the drop on him, and she just decides to kill him. I mean, but Batman steps in. That's enough of that, and she's so furious and angry, but she's not thinking clearly, too emotionally involved. So we get to the end, and well, I won't spoil everything, but there's Jim, and you end it on this chilling ending where the Joker and Batman find the haven of the villains here and what it's all really about. And it turns out, hey, look, they've got Jim Gordon, and Harley Quinn reunites with Joker. And then the final showdown will be next issue. So, and of course, it's all about that massacre at the wedding. So there we are. Gordon says, hey, you ready to kick some ass? Well, of course he's Batman, so maybe he's figured out a way to undo these mutant Joker zombies, That's probably it. Or not. But we'll have to see. To be continued. But anyway, it's just an enjoyable run. It's too bad this couldn't be maintained for a regular series. But maybe that's what they should do. Just do a bunch of specials and forget about the ongoing series and hire the top-notch talent to do like a 4 to 6 issue series on this and that. It's kind of like the deal they did with Sean Murphy, which the art is beautiful. The first run was pretty good. The rest of the follow-ups I haven't enjoyed that much. That's too bad. But just the structure and idea of something like that would probably deserve more emphasis than the ongoing series, because for the most part, with a few exceptions, they're just flailing about. Well, anyway, there we go. Deadly Duo. I do recommend, because it's been a good run. Really horrific, but it's fitting for Batman.